the assessment was that there was some mild inflationary pressures, largely, as you can say, well, as you could see, the 3-month non-food, non-fuel inflation, 3-month annualized, rose from 3.7% to 4.7%. And it looks like it will remain at that level. It will not drop quickly, at least not in November. In December, one could expect that to ease a little more. On the one hand, because of the excise taxes that started off, that were implemented last December. So in effect, that will come off. And but you could also expect some further pressures due to the seasonal, the seasonal issues, Christmas, festivities, New Year's, and things like that. So, on the whole, inflation will probably remain around where it is, currently at 6.5, and then with time ease back to the middle of the range, which is towards 5%. Improvement in the current account is largely due to petroleum prices being better, meaning lower imports of machinery and equipment, even as exports of, say, tea and horticulture, which we had talked about in previous discussions, these have now stabilized. I guess there was an expectation that tea volumes and prices would continue to increase, but apparently due to weather considerations, the tea has stabilized and the volumes haven't continued to increase. So on the whole, the current account seems to be, closing as we had expected previously, which in a sense portends to better, or should we say, more stable developments in the FX market. So in terms of the inflows, we have made this point before, that over the year, at least until most recently being the U.S. elections at November 8th, I believe. But until then, actually, we had very balanced, let's say, transactions, meaning inflows and outflows in the FX market, foreign currency market were balanced, and therefore there were no pressures on the currency. As a matter of fact, we had accumulated foreign reserves quite comfortably to historic levels. Inflation, according to them, again, this is a survey, so there's no prodding. So inflation will remain within the range that the government has set for ourselves. So no real concerns on inflation. The other expectation here, or rather the perception, is that the exchange rate will remain stable. And that, and interestingly, banks expect lending rates to fall further, to continue to fall, looking forward. Growth is also expected to be resilient in 2016. Interestingly, forward bookings in hotels are very strong. The first time for me to see 100% bookings, forward booking in November and December in some hotels, but the median is above 75%. So median of above 75, I think, is very good. We can all appreciate that. January and February it falls to 40 and 47, but percent, that is the median. But that's also pretty good. So given the end of the season, I think the season ends. Now, don't quote me, you know more the season than I do.